What is up, y'all? We are live. Yeah, um, bald and dangerous. I was looking at those old messages there, and it's saying only 3 hours to go. And I mean, I've got my time set on my profile with Central Time, and every time I put it down, I always go live at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. It always says 10 o'clock. So I don't know what it's all about, but Bald and Dangerous is here. Charlie is here. Joel is here. I'm at the dump. Hopefully you find something good at the dump. Heather is here. What is up, Heather? Water Flora is here and says, hello from England. What is up? I'm echoing bad. Okay. Waiting in line. Echoing bad. Okay, let me try this. How did I do that last time? Bald and Dangerous, try to refresh and then let me know if it's still echoing. If it is, because I haven't had that problem in a long time. And for the longest time, okay, Joel says no echo for me. Yeah, somebody told me I was echoing one time, so I shut off my camera mic because I thought that it was just the mics were off sync. So you might refresh, buddy. Daryl is here, says hello everyone. What is up, Daryl? MJ Aquatics is here. Hoi Jeffroz and Fish Fam, Shrimp Fam. What is up? MJ Aquatics no echo. Water Flora no echo. Cool. Sweet. What has everybody got going on tonight? I have been busy today. For the last few hours I haven't been. I've kind of been at a dead stop. But it's been a busy day. Patricia's here. She says no echo. Cool. I'm glad. I am glad. So what's everybody got going on tonight? I don't have anything to talk about except for I did do some I did add some livestock to my summer tubs today, which was really cool. My weekend life, Leroy Jenkins. Alrighty. I'm pretty sure that my weekend life is Vicky Toria, so I don't know what the Leroy Jenkins is, but maybe because Joel is rummaging through the dump. Okay, let's see here. Big E's, Jimmy H in the house. Water Flora, I'm building shrimp caves using slate chippings. Awesome. That is awesome. I've got to do something. I've had really good luck with lava rock, but I did add some shrimp to one of my summer tubs today, and that's about the only thing I really need to do. Howdy, Vicky. That's about the only thing I need to do. But yeah, the slate chips are really awesome to work with. Yeah, Bald and Dangerous asks how's my tubs doing, and today, actually yesterday, I don't know what I was saying today because I was working on editing a video for it today, but I got some livestock in the tubs and they're doing good. The overnight temperatures are doing good. Whenever I first filmed that video, we had a really bad cold snap for like 4 or 5 days, and the temps were staying really low in the tanks, but we've been having 90s for the last week or so, and the overnight temperatures are like 74 degrees, something like that. So yeah. Joel says hot and smelly at the dump. I bet it is. I bet it is. Dank Tanks is in the house. What is up, Dank? Let's see. How are the super red fries? Okay. Jimmy H asks how my super red fry are doing, And I had them in this little breeder box. I probably let them go a little too long, but I was looking for a tank to open up, and they're eating regular food every day. I have kept, you know, a piece of Malaysian driftwood in there with them, but they've been eating regular food every day, just like the other Plecos. And I moved them Thursday night, either Thursday night or, yeah, Thursday night, somewhere around in there. It's been a couple of days now. I moved them into their own tank on the 10-gallon fish tank rack that's in my dining room. So they've got their own tank. They're sharing a tank with some Malaysian trumpet snails, I think is what I've got in there with them. My LFS likes those trumpet snails, and I pulled some out to get to him, and I haven't got him out yet. So yeah, they're in there doing really good. Of course, you know, I've had them in this little breeder box. I almost thought about throwing them in the summer tubs to grow them out this summer really good, but I just put them in a little 10-gallon tank for now, and we'll see how they go. But they're doing good. They're eating really well. There's probably like 30 of them, I think, somewhere around in there. Everybody saying hi to Vicky. Dank says, hey everyone. And Joel says, it's dank here, dump style. Oh man, that's funny. 54 Punchy is in the house, and she says, yo, fishy internet peoples. What is up, Punchy? Let's see here. Andrew Weir, finally had my super red breed and got 30 fry, couple of days old. Bred my calico also, but only about 10 eggs hatched out. 9 fry died after 2 days, left with only 1 calico fry. Yeah, those calicos are sweet. I've got 1 calico. I've got it in with another super red and then a clown pleco. It's in my son's tank. Whenever I got that tank back there in the back, the one that was in that Pleco versus watermelon, all of those common bristlenose Plecos, I think their parents would shoot out reds sometimes and common sometimes. That's how he explained it anyhow. And there was like 7 reds that he was going to give me, and we spent over an hour getting all of these out of his tank. He had like a 60-gallon bow front or something like that, and we ended up getting 2 of the super reds, but the other 5 just kept on and kept, you know, hiding and stuff. So I went ahead and grabbed these 2, and one of them was calico and one of them was red. But I didn't want to put those in with my super reds because I'm pretty positive my super reds are a straight line. They won't ever kick out anything other than reds. So, but I do love that calico one. It's growing out and it's looking really cool. Let's see here. 54 Punchy saying hi to everyone. Water Flora says, need a gun adhesive that sets harder than silicone and shrimp safe. Anyone know a product? An adhesive that sets harder than silicone and shrimp safe. Boy, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe someone in the chat can help with that. Heather Nielsen says, how are those pretty Inlers doing? They are doing really good. I've got them in a 90-gallon summer tub outside with a whole bunch of guppy grass. And they've been out there for over 24 hours, and they're doing really good. I love them. Let's see here. I don't have to keep leaning to the side to get in to the shot. My bed's not made in the background there, as you guys can see. My room's kind of sloppy, and then I've got a tank here that I've got covered with a shirt because I can't let you guys know that surprise there. So I got really lazy. Once I stopped doing the green screen behind me, I just stopped it altogether, and now I have to try to pick up my room. I don't know. It just is what it is. But Heather, my Inlers are doing good. Dank says, Joel, love the garden vlogs, man, big time. I'm going to try some companion growing this year. Yeah, Joel's got it going on. I mean, anytime that you can grow food, it's awesome. And if I was smart, all the Pleco tanks that I have, I'd be doing the same thing. Krusty Bojangles is in the house and says, "What's going on, everyone? What is up, Krusty? What is up?" Aqua Funky with Angel Freak is in the house. What's up, all you funky fish keeping funkadelics? We're doing good, man. What is up? Welcome. That was a tongue twister. Yeah, Punchy's the unofficial greeter. Sup, 54. Vicky Toria says 2-part adhesive, and that is a good idea. That was a good one. Devin Peppers, hi, when did it start? I started about 5 minutes before 8. I went ahead and started because Bald and Dangerous, Dougie, was thinking that it was going to be 3 a.m., which I'm pretty sure it's probably 1 a.m. for him right now because I think he's in Scotland. So 1 a.m. is better than 3 a.m., but I saw him talking in the chat up there about how he couldn't believe that he was going to have to wait 2 more hours. Yeah, Vicky, I got surprises. But he was going to have to wait 2 more hours, so I went ahead and started. It was like 5 minutes till 8. Let's see here. Krusty Bojangles, water changes. How many angels could I put in a 45-gallon tank with 2 bristlenose Plecos? I don't know much about angels, Devin, but it all really depends on how much filtration you have, on how many fish you put in a 45-gallon tank. Now, since I haven't kept angel fish, I don't know exactly how many you could get by with keeping together, but I know that I've seen tanks with a lot of them in there before, and you just got to remember, the more fish you have in there, the more water changes you're going to have to do, and the better your filtration is going to have to be. But my son's kept 4 angelfish at one time before, but I've never tried to keep a large number. But a 45-gallon, I really don't know, man, what to tell you there. Andrew Weir, I bred crossing a calico with albino. You could get mostly calico fry. I might try it out next. Cool, that would be awesome. Water Flora, thanks. Yep, used milliput in the past, just a ball ache. Hey, Bald and Dangerous. Docs, yeah, Dank. Inside joke there. Let's see. Bald and Dangerous says 2 a.m., so that tells how far I am behind. Andrew Weir, 2 a.m. in Ireland. Water Flora, 2 a.m. here. Building caves, rocks, and roll. LOL. Yeah, I went down to Missouri last weekend, and I went to a stream, and I found some really awesome rocks, and they kind of resemble dragonstone. I think they're like they're just river rock is what they are. I haven't done the vinegar test, or somebody said, or I read somewhere that you can use the nitrate tester on the API master kit, I think, something like that. I've got vinegar, but I haven't done the test on them. Let's see. Okay, Devin says, oh, Bob is here. What is up, Bob Kaler? Devin Pepper says, how do you convert a saltwater tank to freshwater? I'm getting a used 75-gallon and a 45-gallon. How would I go about converting it to a freshwater, and my filtration on my 45-gallon is an Aqua Clear 70? Joel, if he's still in the chat, he would probably know more, but what I would guess is you'd probably for sure have to clean it really, really good. And then if you're not going to use the overflows and stuff like that, like with the sump, you could with the fresh water, but if you're not going to use overflows and like if it has a weir and different things like that on it, I'm pretty sure you can take weirs off. You know, it would be, I'd have to see it to know for sure. But most of the time when people put up a weir, they just silicone it into place. So you could cut the silicone bead and then scrape all the silicone off. And then those overflows, depending on what they are, you can plug those up. You know, whether you take the bulkheads out and you silicone something over them, or you get plugs for the bulkheads or whatever they are. If Joel is still in here, I bet you he's done it before because he does salt water and fresh water. I've never had to do it before, but I would assume that it wouldn't be too hard. Oh, your 45 gallon is an Aqua Clear 70. Yeah, I don't know enough about angels to know. I mean, I'm sure because my son kept 4 in a 30 gallon aquarium, so I'm sure you could keep over 4. So you could probably do 6 to 10, but you know, I just don't know how well angels do in big schools, but I know I've seen them, you know, in big groups before. Aqua Funk says Dr. Pepper about 4-ish easily. The line is long at the dump. Already read that one. Bob says hi to Bald and Dangerous. Bald and Dangerous says hi to Bob. Krusty Bojangles says what up, Joel. Aqua Funk says Devon Pepper. The only problem you will run into is if they decide to breed on you. Prolific Breed is in the house. What is up, man? He says hi, Jeffroz and fam. Dropping by to show some love. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, man. Michael Trevino is in the house. All right, don't worry your pretty little heads. I'm here. What is up, man? Yeah, hey, Mr. Pleco, man. I did see a YouTube channel last night. I was searching something up to do with Plecos on YouTube, and there was a real catchy Pleco name for a YouTuber. Mike says, hey, Ms. Pleco woman. Bob says angels will pair up as adolescents and take a section of the tank. Usually 4 at the age is tolerable. Jad is here. She says, hey, what is up, Jad? Mike, yes, you are. Yes, you all are saved now. Yeah. Punchy says, hey, Joel at the dump. Yeah. Devin's wanting to know, Joel, how do you convert a saltwater tank to fresh water? Michael says there is no name catch year than my... Oh, catchier. Okay, yeah. How dare you? Let's see. Devin says, Joel, I have heard vinegar and bar cleaners from the king of DIY. Jad says, glad I'm finally done moving tanks to new racks. No doubt. Anytime you move, like, I don't even... I can't even fathom if I had to move right now. I'm pretty much gonna stay here forever. Our Aquatic says, what up, fish fam? What up, Our? Welcome to the stream. I am at the bottom of the chat. What do you know? What do you know? So, 54 Punchy says, I used vinegar and barkeeper's friend to clean up a tank that had turtles in it for 11 years. Lots and lots of hard water stains from the tank being half full. Yep. Yeah, Vicky says, vinegar yes, bar cleaner no. Ooh, okay. Jad says, at Bald and Dangerous, thanks man. Just got to cover all the open space with plants. No, Mike, Jeremy's not here. Oh. I thought I heard my dog walk up behind me, but my door's closed. Okay, Prolific Breed has a good question. When is the next Pleco versus Food episode dropping? Well, since I didn't go live last Saturday night, I threw a video in there for you guys. It was my tubbing video, my summer tubbing video. And since I did that, it threw all my videos kind of in a odd, like, off position. And originally I was wanting to do those Pleco versus Food either once every other week or once a month or something like that, because the videos are endless on those. I mean, I mentioned it in the live stream the other night and you guys gave me like 50 different things that I could do. But right now I'm working on 2 projects that are a Monday and a Thursday video. So this week I already had one Pleco versus Food video. So I just moved it up to Monday. So Monday's video will be a Pleco versus Food. And then Thursday's video will be a Pleco versus Food. And then the next 2 weeks will be 2-part type videos. I've never done that before, but they kind of have to be. Let's see here. Dub Rexy is in the house. Hello to all fish lovers. What is up, Dub Rexy? My weekend live, clean it well, new filter, new lights. Yeah, don't use the same filter. Aquafunk says, sup Dub. Devin Peppers, it was barkeeper's friend, is 20 times stronger than vinegar. Yeah, I don't know what Joel must know. I'm sure Joel and Vicky are sitting in the drive to the line of the dump, and he told her, tell him don't use barkeeper's soap. Or maybe Vicky knows too. Krusty Bojangles, well, the Java Moss I asked about a couple of weeks ago is still nasty looking, so I took it out and put it in a jar with some Easy Green to see if that turns around. Okay, cool. Hopefully it does good for you. Prolific Breed says paranormal activity. Michael Trevino asks a valid question. When are you getting new Plecos? Jeff, question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't have anything in the mix right now. I've kind of been on save money mode because I've got some trips coming up in July. So I've been trying to save some money up. I've got to go out to Colorado in July, and I got to go to Michigan in July, and I may be going to Indiana in maybe August. But right now I'm kind of on save money mode, and I would love to have some new Plecos. You got any of those leopard frogs spawned yet? Yeah, Dank says when you breed them for us. That's exactly right, Dank. 54 Punchy says I had a ghost cat in one house I lived in. Ooh, creepy. Michael says, whoa, 11 days till the wedding. Wow. It's coming up on you, man. I'm glad I have got a lot longer than 11 days until my wedding. I don't have a wedding coming up, by the way, guys. Yeah. Vicky says, I mind meddled with Joel. Now I know everything. LOL. That is funny. Let's see. Devin says, Punchy, how was your experience with cleaning the tank? How long did it take? Michael says, super nervous. Yeah, I was super nervous when I got married, but I was 18 years old. So, yeah. And I would be now too, because I've been divorced now for 18 years. And my first marriage went, by the time the divorce was final, it was 17 years. So, gosh, I'll probably really be nervous. But I'm not even looking for that kind of stuff. Dank says, what are good cheap lights on Amazon? Well, everybody cover your ears, because there's some people in the chat that don't like these, but I've got those Nicrew lights, and the thing is if you get cheap, you get cheap. I mean, I've only had problems with one of them, and let me do a real quick head count. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 12, 16. I've got 18 of them. And out of all 18 of them, and I've been using them for about a year, out of all 18 of them, I've only had one that gave me problems, and it was the power supply. And I went on Amazon and found the seller, and I sent them an email, and they shipped me one out, and it was here in a couple of days. So that was the only problem I had with them, but they're not waterproof, so if they fall in your tank, it can, you know, if you don't have a, what are those called, ground fault circuit protector thing, ground GFI or whatever it's called, if you don't have one of those, that can be big time problems. So they're not waterproof. You know, since they're cheaper made. You know, they come with these little flimsy little legs that stay on the edge of your tank. But I haven't had any issues with them. You know, the biggest reason why I'm going cheaper on my lights is because I have like 30 tanks set up right now, and I can't really afford really expensive lights. But Nicrew on Amazon, to me, are, you know, they're not really cheap, you know. I mean, 30 or 40 bucks for a light, and then they go up the longer they are. Oh, actually, I've got, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I've got somewhere around 18 to 20. Bare Bottom Aquariums is here. Hello, Jeffro. Hello, everybody. What is up, Bare Bottom Aquariums? 54 Punchy. It took a bit of cleaning, Devin. Lots of rinses. Rock's Tanks is in the house. And I passed the chat. Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Rock's Tanks is in the house. What's up, Jeffro, Aqua, Prolific, Dub, and all you fish fanatics? I have new members to my fam. 2 cichlids, 3 platies, and of course, guppies. Sweet. That is always good to hear. I love the platies and the guppies. But the tank has some pearl scale goldfish doing well in it now. Prolific Breed says, at Dank Tanks, Aqua Neat or Mr. Beams. I've heard about the Aqua Neat ones. I've never kept them, but I think Bob from Steampod Aquatics keeps those. Vicky brings up a good point. The co-op has lights on clearance right now. So, and I think they carry those really nice, golly, they're the really nice brand, but it's like the number 3, I think, version of them. They've got a bunch of them in stock. Bare Bottom Aquariums, at Dank Tanks, I use Nicrew. Think they work well even on my 55. 54 Punchy, only thing I couldn't remove was a few scratches from the turtles begging when I walked by. Aww. Devin says Nicrew or Flood. Mike says I've never been married before. Well, you don't want to listen to any advice from me. I mean, I know how to be married. I was married for a long time. But you don't want to listen to anything I have to say because I'm glad I'm not married. I'm a divorced single guy. I haven't had a girlfriend in over 2 years. I'm not the right one to talk about uh, your cold feet or anything like that. You don't want to talk to me. Oh, because I mean, think about it. Um, I'm really the wrong person for any kind of advice because my paycheck, I make the decisions on what I spend. Um, when I pay my bills. If I don't want to vacuum, if I don't want to do the dishes, if I don't want to make my bed, I it's going to be really hard when I get married again because I'm going to have to change. I've been uh, I've been divorced for 8 years. Now I've had 4 girlfriends in that 8 years, but it's been about 2 years, and this is the longest I've ever went single, and I'm cool with that. But what I'm afraid of is whenever I start dating again and get serious again, I'm gonna have to change a lot because I just spend whenever I want to spend and all kinds of things. But okay, peeps, I gotta go have movie night with the old lady. This is my first time here, but I hit the bell, so I'll see you guys next time. Sweet. I also, Aquafunk, I also go live on Wednesday nights as well. So, thanks for stopping in, man. Look forward to seeing you next time. Mike says, never been that stupid. You said it, brother, not me. Dub Rexy says, here in Australia, we are now winter. I need to go around all the tanks and bump the temperature up by about 2 degrees Celsius. Dang, I am so glad we are done with our winter. Our winter went so long, and like we were even having snow in April, and then it might have been the coldest April on record here too. I haven't heard. I heard people chattering about it, and then like last month in May, it might have. They were talking. It might have been the hottest May on record. So yeah. David Ulrich is in the house, and he says LED floodlights work great. Andrew Weir says, did you ever get close to buying the zebra plecos from the local guy selling them from your post on Instagram last month? I didn't. Like I said earlier in the chat, I could have bought some. I tried to get Michael in here to go half on them. I would have been really scared to have to ship half of them out to Colorado, but I'm going to see Michael mid-July. I could have brought him with me, but I kind of backed out on it. It's an investment, and I really didn't need to make it at the time. I had the money, I could have done it, but it seems like I can't even remember what he was asking. It was like $1,000 for like 10 of them or something like that. It might have even been more. I can't remember. It seems like it was going to be $500 a piece for us if we went half, but I don't need them that bad. They're a different breed of Plecos than what I keep. They eat different food. They have to have high flow, all kinds of different things. They're picky. But I've kind of left him alone. I need to really make a note to reach back out to him because, and since he hasn't got back with me, it's probably his answer, but he has like a really awesome fish room supposedly. One of my subscribers had went there, and he's the one that turned me on to him, and he said he has awesome stuff. So I reached out to him and asked him if I could do a fish room tour, and at first he was kind of saying no, and then he said he would talk to his wife, but he hasn't got back with me, and it's been about a month. But to answer your question, I have not pulled the trigger on those yet, but he's been breeding them for a lot of years, so I could probably get them whenever I wanted. Michael says beans works on my 20 longs, and they grow plants. Yeah, my night crews grow plants really good too, by the way. 54 says I have LED shop lights above my tanks on racks, each fastened to the shelf above it. I've used those before too, and they do make a light that kind of replicates sunlight, and I've used those before on my aquaponics in the basement, and I've actually got one of those up above me right now. It's got 2 of those type of bulbs because since I pulled my ponds out of the basement, I needed light over my desk, so I put one of those shop lights. Dank says he's gonna. Yeah, I figured that, Michael. Dank Tank says I'm putting it on my vivarium. Aqua, isn't it expensive, Dank? It is just so expensive. My 40-gallon breeders that I bought, which I got really cheap off of Facebook, I'm going to be setting those up before long. Those are going to be Pleco tanks, but they're the Plecos that I already have. But it was so expensive to buy everything. You know, I had to buy everything for it. Lights, filtration. I bought a bunch of Mopani. I've got gravel, and I've got crushed coral, and then I got some river rocks last weekend. Let's see here. Oh boy. Every time I get behind in the chat, I scroll down just a little bit. Let's see, Jeffro, you're on the right track there. Hope you find a good truck. Boy, I was really behind, wasn't I? Okay, so Vicky says, I gotta go. Going to look at a truck to replace Joel's old ride. You have a new subscriber. Thanks, Jeffroz. Thanks, Vicky. And good luck with the truck. It really stinks that, I think he had an Explorer. Really stinks that that thing went down like that. And good luck to you guys. I hope the best for you. Michael says, be right back. I probably missed a bunch. Okay, here's where I lost it. 54 Punchy says, I get a lot of comments about my planted tanks. That's where I started to scroll down and then just boom. 54 Punchy says, 4 shop lights, about 30 bucks. Yeah, shop lights, they cover a lot too. But your little vivarium, that's going to be awful big for a vivarium. Bob Kaler says, sigh, gold severums are spawning again. Thousands of tiny golden eggs on the side of their 40-gallon breeder. Awesome. Andrew Weir says, I used Beamwork from Amazon. They tend to rust up around the on-off switch quite quickly, though. Yeah, I've never had any of those. Fingers crossed. Okay, I didn't get married for the first time till I was 50. Holy cow. Yeah, I got married my senior year of high school. It wasn't a shotgun wedding, but if I wouldn't have married, it would have been a shotgun wedding, if you catch my drift. Let's see here. 54 Punchy. I am happily single too. Been there, done that. Love being free to be me. Yeah, plus I'm still, whenever I got my divorce, I got custody of the kids. Well, not the oldest. The oldest was 16. She wanted to live with mom. And at the time, I had a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old. The 12-year-old was a girl. The boys were 8 and 4. And I got custody of them. And I've still got the 2 boys at home. They're 16 and 12 now. So, what I've had in the past, though, like my last girlfriend that was 2 years ago, she had 4 kids. They were all in sports. My kids were in sports. It's just a lot, you know. I'm in my early 40s. Anytime I find someone, they're going to have kids. And it was just really, really hard, you know. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I just read faster, bruh. Oh gosh. Bob says, I heard that, Punchy. Roger's Aquarium is here and he says poop. Michael Trevino says, how many boyfriends have you had? Whatever, dude. Jad says, married 10 years with 3 kids and 5+ dogs. Pretty happily at that. Yeah, and I enjoyed being married. It's not that I'm against marriage or anything, but whenever I was going through my divorce, I went through one of those children in the middle classes, and they said they were dropping some knowledge on me, and they said 85% of second marriages end in divorce, and I don't want to ever get married and get a divorce again, which it's not always your choice, you know. But I think the reason that stat is so big is because when people get divorced, they just get right into another relationship. I waited a year before I even dated because, you know, I wanted to get things right with my kids. I mean, when you have a 16, a 12-year-old, and an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, and mom and dad have always been together, and then just all of a sudden, and it was one of those, there was no signs or anything. It was just like, boom, it all completely over. She moved the kids to a different town. It was really weird. And it was hard on all the kids. They were all in different stages of their life. And yeah, so for me, it's just easier. Like, I don't know. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot because my youngest is 12. You know, he'll graduate here in 6 years, and then I'll be almost 50 and I'll have to hit the dating scene. And then will I be away from the dating scene for so long that I'm just this big time bachelor that just, you know, needs to be tamed down? Because I'm in bad shape right now. I guarantee you it wouldn't be very good. I'm going to have to change to get back in the dating scene. Bare Bottom Aquarium says, I told my girlfriend of 4 years there will be no marriage, but I will buy her a house instead. She's good with that, and that is the way. If they're good with it and you're good with it, cool. Prolific Breed, LOL. Michael Dravino, LOL. Bald and Dangerous, Roger's Aquarium. Hi, Roger. Oh, I'm just now getting back down to Joel's used car lot time. Oh my God, I'm way behind, ain't I? Yeah, Priscilla's been here for like a half hour, and I'm going to finally read her comment. Just imagine 100 people would be watching. That's probably not her. Oh, how far behind is he? Wait, I told me this is happening at 9. It's 7:30 with YouTube. Oh, man. And see, when I went down, I missed a bunch. So, okay. Devin Pepper says, what fish should I add first in the 45-gallon tank? Snails or plecos, or angels, or coolie loaches, or mollies? And is this a okay stocking in your opinion, Jeff and Joel, for angels, mollies, coolie? I've never kept angels. I've never kept coolie fish, and I've only kept mollies one time. Man, I wouldn't think angels and mollies could go together. Your best bet is to when you're looking for fish, always, you know, I had this issue with my son. I don't hardly ever do community tanks. So like all my tanks are like, you know, this one's guppies and it's got some shrimp in it and it's got some plecos in it. And then this one over here is shrimp and Inlers. And then that big long one back there is, you know, bristlenose and platies. You know, and then that one down there is like swordtails and bristlenose. And that's what I do. I don't like community tanks. I don't really even like the breeding for profit tanks. But to answer your question, what I would recommend is, which fish are you wanting the most? It's a deal breaker. You're wanting to put in that 45-gallon tank. And then what you do is you search what good tank mates would be with that fish. If coolie loaches can't, you know, and I would think that coolie loaches could, but I'm not going to say that to you, but I think coolie loaches are like a lower tank, and then like angels are like mid-level, but angels I think can be pretty aggressive, and I would know that there's no way that they could probably go with mollies for sure. But what you need to do is, when you're looking for, you know, you've got this 45-gallon tank. We know snails are going to be okay in there because I don't think angels can eat snails, so we're good there. But if that's what you want to start your tank off of, is the angels, and that's a deal breaker. You're wanting angels no matter what. Then search up what good tank mates are for your angels. And I had that issue with my son because he's got a community tank and he kept on finding all these fish that he was wanting to put in there, but every time he found one I said, okay, let's look it up and see if they can go with all your other fish. And you know, if it didn't, I wouldn't let him get them. So dun, 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 dun. Let's see. And 2 bristlenose Plecos. Heather says, geez, for some reason my dogs think they need their dinner, lurking for a bit. Yeah, on mine, Priscilla, I'm reading your comment. Wait, it told me this is happening at 9. It's 7:30 with YouTube. Okay. I set it on my computer at 8 o'clock, and then it says 8 o'clock today, of course. But then up above on my reminder thing that it allows me to do, it said that it was going to go live at 10. And I don't know what that is all about. I've went into my settings and I've got it all set for Central Time. So I've just been going on Facebook and sharing it, Twitter and sharing it, and Instagram and sharing it, and reminding people. And I'm not trying to be rude here, but my live streams are at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time every Saturday night. And I mention it in every one of my videos. So every Monday morning at 7 a.m. I have a video come up, and every Thursday morning at 7 a.m. I have a video come up. On Wednesday nights, that's the one that will be tough for you guys to remember, because right now it's baseball season and my Wednesday night stream is just all over the place right now. And sometimes it could possibly even be on a different night. But Saturday nights are always going to be at 8 p.m. Central. Of course, last weekend I didn't, and you guys know why, but let's see, about 10 minutes. Stream started 36 minutes ago. 54 punchy. 40-gallon breeders are my favorite. Did you know they actually hold 44.9 gallons? I didn't know that, but I've got one 40-gallon breeder set up, and I don't have the rim on it. I took the rim off, and I fill it almost all the way up to the rim. So I bet you I'm getting almost the whole 45 gallons in there. But I did not know that, Punchy. Dubrexy says, update on your betta fighter fish. My guys are 9 weeks old. Awesome. Priscilla MK Art, just a mat. Oh, okay, I already read that one. Just kidding. Doing great, Jeff. Doing great. Fish Out of Water is here. Hey, buddy. What is up, Fish Out of Water? Priscilla MK Art, don't distract him. That wasn't me. John Bedker says, Menard sells 18-inch fluorescent plant lights for $10. Works good for the price. That is a good, that's a good idea, Dank. I would go with those. The worst you could do is have to use it for something different. But looks like John has used them for plants too, so 18 inches would be great too. Andrew Weir, everybody keeping bristlenose Pleco fry, bare bottom, gravel, sand, or part bare with thin layer, gravel, sand. I've been bacterial issues keeping bristlenose fry tanks completely bare bottom. Right now I've got 2 tanks with bristlenose Plecos with bare bottom, and I haven't had any problems. And then I've got one that I've got blue ball stratum and crushed coral, and then I've got another one that has sand with crushed coral, and no problems with any of those. Lumpy Dog is in the house. What is up, Lumpy Dog? Wow. I am way behind. Oh my god. Let's see. Mollies like hard water, angels soft. Yep, that's true. 54 Punchy brings up a really good point. The mollies do like the harder water, and angels like softer water, so you got a problem there. And I knew that angelfish would probably kick the mollies' butt, you know. Allison Chains is in the house. She says, hiya, Jeffro. Hiya, everyone. What is up, Allison? Thanks for stopping in. Haven't seen you in a while. Priscilla MK Art is in the house, and I already knew that. Most domestic angels are adjusted to all water parameters. Okay. Ellis Aquariums is in the house. Good evening, Jeffro and the Fish Fam. What is up, man? Priscilla says angels are jerks. Yeah, I don't ever keep angels, and I don't know why. I've never fell for things like that, like the angels and the discus, and they're just kind of those type of fish that just sit there in the water column, you know. They just look like they're still at all times, and then they just kind of glide. I don't know. It's not that I don't like them. It's just I've never gotten into them. I don't do Twitter, not cool enough, and too old for Snapchat. I do Snapchat, but I'm never on it. So, Twitter's not bad, though. Wow. Okay, Krusty Bow Jingles. Anybody ever kept L1 or L333 Tiger King Plecos? And Michael says, I have, Krusty. I've never kept them before. Allison Chain says, getting a couple of autos. I know they're wild caught. Can I use ICMED, General Cure, and fenbendazole all at once in quarantine? I don't want to risk my display tank. I've never kept the autos before, so you might want to check and see if they can handle the meds, but that's what I do whenever I do the aquarium co-op brew. I just put them in a 10-gallon aquarium tank or quarantine tank all by themselves, but I've never kept the autos, so I don't know if they're sensitive to any of those three. You might want to check that. You might already know that, but I've had better luck when I'm doing meds on a smaller scale in a smaller tank. Like that 55-gallon breeder back there, I had some fish in there that were sick and had some in there that weren't, and I kept on trying to medicate that tank, and I was putting the right amount in for the gallons of water, but it just wasn't working. And I pulled those fish out and put them in a 10-gallon tank, and boom, it cleared right up. And what it did is it caused me to get other fish sick. So yeah, the only thing that I can say, because you didn't say it in here, was I've never kept the autos before. Just make for sure that they're good to go, because some things, like I can't remember which one of these it is, but one of them doesn't work for shrimp, so you shouldn't use it, you know what I mean? So but there's some fish that can't take one of those, and I can't remember what fish there are. I always check every time I have a fish get sick. I look into it and see, can they take this, and that. That's all I would say about that. But yeah, I agree. It'll do better. It'll medicate them better if you do them in a little quarantine tank away from your display tank. Priscilla says we don't have Menards. I'm sure you could probably get them at like Lowe's or Home Depot too, you know, or you can order from Menards online too. You could do that. Rock's Tank says, Priscilla, when's the next live video? It's been a while. Mad Cypress LL is in the house. What is up? Fish Out of Water says, Jeff, how much could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck... Oh, sorry. Hey, Jeff, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? I really don't know. Devin Pepper says, can you sell me some bristlenose Pleco fry or a young pair? All I have, no local fish store, and I really want a male and a female so I can breed. I prefer super red or albino. Right now, I'm not selling any Plecos online or shipping or anything like that. And I'm not really ready to do that. I'm not really set up for that. So right now, all I'm doing is growing out my fry until they get to a certain size, and then I've got 2 different local fish stores that I take them to and sell them. So sorry bud, but that's where I'm at right now with it. I'm just not ready to get into the shipping world. Terry's Tropical Tank says, wait till you see a pair of angels stake out a spawning site. I'm sure they are like on it. Heather says, dogs fed, all is right with the world now. Thank God. Valley Fish says, hello. What is up, Valley Fish? Boy. Let's see here. Yeah, Devin, you can find them on, I think Devin's in another country though, aren't you, Devin? Seems like Devin is in another country, so I don't know if Craigslist is over there or not. Susan for SLC Aquatics is here. She says, hi, Jeffroz. What is up, Susan? Let's see here, Susan. I've kept autos in almost all my tanks. They are a little sensitive, so I'd be careful with the meds. LS Aquariums, thank you very much. Allison Chain says, thanks, Jeffro. We'll do a bit more research. Yep, and then just now LS said they're a little sensitive to the meds, so you might want to look into that a little farther. Let's see. Oh yeah, and you already knew that because I'm like 30 minutes behind in the chat. Yeah, Punchy says Michael has Plecos. I think his reds are a little small yet, but he might. LS says, I'm not really sure. I've never gotten wild caught ones, but I just usually keep them in a 10-gallon for a few weeks and make sure nothing is going wrong. One thing that I have noticed. Let's see. Bare Bottom Aquarium says, Allison Chains, I've been using Corey's Med Trio for about 5 years and it works great. On wild caught autos, Bare Bottom, that's the only catcher for me there. I've used the Trio before. It works really good. The Med Trio is great. I mean, it knocks it in the dirt. Susan says, I have a mystery missing fish. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Krusty Bojangles says, cat ate it. LS Aquarium says, is that if you have a lot of algae, they'll eat a lot of it and then die from eating too much. And Allison says, thank you. Susan says, I'm making changes in my downstairs fish room if anybody is interested. Cool. Bare Bottom says, I thought all autos were wild caught. I don't know nothing about autos. I was just meaning like your statement about the Med Trio. You didn't say I've been using them on autos, so that's what I was asking because hers was autos. I lost a red-tailed shark for a year. Found it under my UG filter plate when I took the tank down. Holy cow. Yeah, sometimes they do get up into the filters too. Michael Trevino says, be right back. 54 Punchy says, my anchor cats didn't do so well when I added the general cure. Yeah, I had some guppies that it really knocked them out. Some of them made it, but some of them just didn't. It really was hard on them. Okay, so Bare Bottom Aquarium says, yes, I use it on all fish. Good to know. Priscilla says, autos are difficult to breed. Bare Bottom Aquariums, I have 11 autos, go through meds fine. Cool. And Allison says she thinks all autos are wild caught. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Susan says autos are sensitive fish. They are usually starved when you buy them. Allison Chain says, sweet, we'll look at Corey's video. And Susan says, I have 2 now that are different species. Cool. I've never kept autos before. Sounds like you guys are having fun with them though. Dank says you can find tank raised autos. Fuzzy Fish is in the house. And Fuzzy Fish says autos breed for me every time water change in my 75 gallon. I think TR is, yeah, tank raised. Yeah. Oh. 54 Punchy says, I got 6 autos online and they all died within 1 week. Haven't tried them again since. Yeah, it is a punch in the gut when you get something and it dies. And I can't remember what it was. Well, for the longest time I was having troubles with guppies. Every time I'd buy a real nice male fancy guppy, they would die. But then I had a whole bunch of fry one time before the parents died, and those fry love my water and they've grown into adults and everything's good, and then their fry are doing good, and it's just, I think my water was too soft. So every time I buy a new fancy guppy, you know, they don't make it, the water's just too soft. Bald and Dangerous says, Susan, for SLC Aquatics, Corey did a video on that. Don't buy the autos with sunken bellies. Bob from Steam Thought Aquatics is here, and he says, hello, everyone. What is up, Bob? Thanks for stopping in. Fuzzy Fish says, I did the med tree on them for quarantine for about a month, and I have good luck with them. Yeah, Priscilla says, crushed coral or aragonite. Yeah, I've got a bunch of crushed coral in the tanks that I had them in. I never did the aragonite, though. Devin says, what is your favorite type of guppy that is commonly sold? I like those, the blue or the black Moscows. When they're grown out and really huge, they look awesome. Bald and Dangerous says, Big Steen in the house. Dank Tank says, what's up, Bob? Everybody saying hi to Bob. And Susan says, Priscilla, I concur. Hashtag I concur. Rox Tank says, how are the guppies doing that you got from Priscilla? They're doing really good. I put them in summer tubs yesterday. And, yeah, they're doing really good. They're friendly. Inlers, I mean, the 2 types of Inlers that I've kept, every time you walk through the room, they just come right up to the front of the tank, and they're just like, hello, Jeffro, you know. Now, Dank was the one that got guppies from Priscilla, but I got Inlers. But Inlers are real friendly. They got a real cool personality. They just always, and like now that I've got the summer tubs, I'll go out there and, like, I've got those little floating thermometers, so I'll pick one up and drop it, and whenever they see the flash go down into the tank, here they all come, and they come right up to me. It's kind of cool. Priscilla says, better don't kill them. I trained them to say hello, Jeffro. Dank says, no guppies, they were all dead. No, they weren't. Fuzzy Fish says, my water here is liquid rock here in Missouri, so I have good luck with guppies. Yeah, you would. I was just down in Missouri last weekend, all over the place down there, seeing family. Allison Chain says, don't forget to hit the like button. I smooshed it. Thanks, Allison. Appreciate that. Michael Trevino says, just found more surprise Pleco fry. Yeah, I bet you find Pleco fry every day. Yeah, Dank says 134 question mark. Oh, Dank. 54 Punchy says, very cool, Michael. What kind? JH Aquatics stopping in, saying hola. What is up, JH Aquatics? Thanks for coming in. Just bristlenose. Man, them things are going crazy. I haven't even, since my super reds spawned, they haven't even um, messed around at the cave at all. You know, the male hasn't fanned or anything, and I'm okay with that. I don't need any more right now, so I haven't done anything, or um, you know, um, I'm fine with it right now because I've got 30 growing out, and that's all I need for now. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about earlier. Fuzzy Fish wants to know how's my super red fry, or maybe he's asking Michael. He might be asking Michael that. I'll defer to Michael. Da, 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 da. Devin Pepper says, hey Bob, do you have any experience converting a saltwater tank to freshwater, and does anyone have any experience? How is your super red fry? Mike gotta be sick of me. Let's see, I need more tanks. Bare Bottom Aquarium says, I need more tanks. Don't we all? Yep, Susan's saying hi to Joseph. I've got... Dank says, I've got 2 clutches out of the one I got from Mike. Krusty Bojangles. I've been Googling and Googling and Googling, and I cannot find any guppies with a tail like the one I have. Yeah, sometimes they're just, it's just different. Like, I've got some fish, like I've got some pastels, and I got 5 of them. And the only one that made it was the prettiest out of all of them. And I mean, it's just like, they're the same fish, you know they are, but it was just different. JH Aquatic says, trying to stay awake and finish the news, taped my eyes open and drinking a monster. Yeah, I edited 2 videos today, and one of them was a 26-minute long video, and it took like 5 hours to render. And then whenever I get done here, I'm gonna go schedule it, and then I've got 2 more videos that are shot that I'm gonna edit, and I'm gonna try to see if I can pull an all-nighter tonight and get those done. And I want to shoot another video, so I'm trying to get, before the end of the weekend, get 5 done. Devin Pepper says, why don't my guppies breed here in Illinois? I don't know. It usually just takes water and a male and a female, but I've heard of people having problems. I've never had problems. It might be your water might be soft. You know, try some crushed coral or something like that. Harden up your water a little bit. That might help. JH, oh no, God bless you, honey. Priscilla, Dank, I can send you 100 more guppies free, of course. I've been feeding them to Negan. Vegan, probably, maybe? JH Aquatic says, you got to what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, yeah? Susan says, thanks, Jeffro. Gotta go. Have a blessed night, Fish Fam. Love. Thanks, Susan, for stopping in. Always nice to have you here. Rocks Tank says, just do you and it's all good. Lumpy Dog, I've got too many guppies, platies, and swordtails. It's like all they do is breed. Yep. I started, and I've talked about this before, but I started separating out on the ones that go crazy. But I've got enough tanks to be able to do that, you know. And it really slowed things down, you know. Those females will clean out, and then I like my all-male tanks too. Like my all-male Inler tank is really cool. Krusty Bojangles says rabbit fish, and Devin Pepper says Priscilla. Michael Trevino says I just broke my chainsaw. ... Okay. Bare Bottom Aquarium says, I have about 400 blue diamond guppies. Not sure how long I'll let it go. Yep. Yep. I that makes for a lot of water changes, and I don't like to do water changes. So I found that out really early in the game, that if you just get those males out of there and just make an all male tank, and then your fry, you know, you can have, you know, so if you're selling the blue diamond guppies, you can have them in another tank and take some select ones out and just have a small little tank, and then you can pull the fry out and put them in with your females, and then once the fry get to where you can tell they're males, just keep you an all male tank. And I've been doing that with my Inlers and my guppies and my platies. I haven't been doing it with my swordtails because they've been really slow, and they're starting to really start to populate now. I mean, I've only got like 20 probably, but my swordtails had been slow, and they're just now starting to really finally take off. But I wasn't in any hurry with them. Fuzzy Fish says, Priscilla, I'll take those Inlers. They're awesome. Devin says, Priscilla, I want guppies. Yeah, and by the way, Priscilla sells them too, guys. So if you're serious, if you want some, reach out to her. Dank Tanks, LOL, would want any backlash for free guppies. Rocks Tanks, Michael Trevino, that's what happens when you buy a Poland. Oh no, do you got a Poland? Aye, aye, aye. Yeah. I've been a steel man my whole life, and I've got a steel. I can't remember what the model is on it, but it's got an 18-inch bar, and I've had it for probably 15 years, and it works like a champ. Sitting here looking at Farlawella fry, I'm going to need a few more tanks. 54 Punchy. I love the summertime. I have been really enjoying these summer tubs, and I can't wait to get my first fry. Priscilla says it's just panda guppies. Fuzzy Fish says, yeah, I got velvet swordtails by the handfuls in my wife's tank. Yeah, I had, whenever I bought this 55-gallon back here in the stand, I got a big colony, probably 80 swordtails, and they were some of them were like a red that almost looked like that albino red, but they just didn't have the red eye. And then some of them were like a gray with a red stripe lyra tail. And I had a bunch of them die off. And these, I think I had 3 left out of all of them, and they've just started slowly populating. Yeah, Allison says, my male-only Inler tank is my favorite. They don't pick on anything. Beautiful little sweeties. Yeah, I love them. And it's pretty. The colors are pretty, you know. I mean, all-male Inler tank is really cool. And I'm going to probably do that in one of these 40-gallon breeders that I start. I'm going to do a 40-gallon breeder for my L183s and a 40-gallon breeder for my L182s. And I'll probably just have all male Inler tanks, like I've got those rainbow tigers now, and then I got the red bars, and that's probably what I'll do. Okay, Dougie says, Jeffroz FishKeeping, Jeff, need to go. 3 a.m. here and head starting to bounce off the keyboard. Still say goodnight. We'll say goodnight. Thanks for a great live stream. Thanks, man. Always good to have you in here, and thanks for your support. And have a great night, man. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Dank Tanks, no resale label on it. Smiley face. It is past the 1 hour mark. I know we still got 28 people in here, but I've got some videos that I need to work on, and I'm going to pull an all-nighter probably to do it. Really good live stream, guys. Thanks for everybody that showed up. And make for sure and stop in for another one of those Pleco versus food videos Monday. Got one Thursday as well. Both of them are awesome. And I will see you guys Wednesday night. I guess before I get off here, let's look at Wednesday night really quick, so I can tell you what time it's going to be. Wednesday is okay, we're in June. Wednesday is the 6th of June. So I got to look at my baseball schedule here. The 6th of June, I've got a ball game at 8 o'clock. So that's in Eddyville. I could probably go live at 6 o'clock. So yeah, so I will see you guys all next Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, thanks for coming by. You guys all have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you Wednesday night. Peace out, y'all.